this is your mentor Mrs. Monia. So let's continue with our chapter that is more on Python. So for today I have brought 3 topics for you, and the first topic is type function, second is input function, and third is operators in Python. So let's begin with the first topic, that is type function. Well, it is used to determine the data type of a value you are dealing with. That means what type of data you have entered. Type function will let you know कि what data type are we using. So let's understand this with the help of example. So here when we type over here type type, and after that I'm entering a number, and when I press enter key here, see it gives us that this is a integer, 100 is an integer. This is the output given by Python. The next thing again I'll type over here type, and in bracket in single quote we'll be writing here HELLO. That means we are asking again Python ki type hello. That means it will give us the output ki what is this, which type of data is this, are we using it. Type means here it is determining is, it will let us know ki what type of data are we entering. So now after this when I press enter key, it gives me type str. That means I have used a string type of data. The next is again type, and in this bracket I'll be typing 2.5. That means it is a decimal fraction. So when I press enter key, so here it is giving me the output as a float. That means 2.5 is a float type of data. So here we have seen 3 types of data, that was integer, then we had seen string, that is str, and float type of data. So next topic is input function. Here if I say a equal to 5, that means in this statement we are simply assigning the value 5 to variable a using an equal sign, which is also known as the assignment operator. So in this program we are storing the value in a variable at the time of writing the program. So when we are writing the program, at that time we are assigning the value 5 to the variable a. Okay, and what input function does? Input functions lets the user to enter the value during the execution of the program. Execution means when the program is running. Okay, the previous example which we have just seen, that a equal to 5, that means when we are writing the program, that time we are assigning the value. But when we enter the value, when we give the value during the program, when it is running, when it is executing, that time we use input function. So with the help of input function we can assign, we can give the value to the variable. Okay, so in a simple way if I say, that means input function is used to accept inputs from the user. So this is the program. I have typed the program for you, my children. Now here a is equal to input, enter the first number. So we have used this input function, and in parentheses we have written over here enter the first number, and that is in single quotation. That means whatever we write in single quote will appear as it is outside. Next variable is b. Again we have used input function, and we written over here enter the second number. So now when I enter this here, any number over here, that will be stored in a variable. When I enter the second number, it will be stored in b variable, and later on c is my third variable, that is equal to a plus b. That means whatever is stored in a and whatever is stored in b, both will be added and then it will be reflected in c. And my fourth step is print the sum of 2 numbers. That means we have to print this. This will come as it is outside, the sum of 2 numbers, comma, and the value of c will be reflected after this. So let's understand this, and we will run this. First of all we'll save this. This has been saved. Now we will run. So we will click here and run the module. So here is the output. See, enter the first number. So let me enter the number here 20. I'm enter the number 20. I'll press enter key. Enter the second number. So I'm pressing here 30. I'm entering. Now I'll press enter key. Remember, a was my first variable, b was my second variable, and c my third variable. Now whatever I have stored in first number 20, it has been stored in a, and my second number 30 is stored in b, and c is equal to a plus b. That means the value of c is how much? Exactly 50. So let's see what comes. I am pressing enter key. The sum of 2 numbers is 50. Here it is. So this is your program for input function. Our next topic is operators in Python. Operators are used to perform different operations on operands and give a meaningful result. Operands are the values. Well, here are some different types of operators. The first is arithmetic operator. They are used to perform mathematical calculations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, etc. And there are two types of arithmetic operator. The first is unary operator. They operate on a single operand. For example, is given to you a equal to 10 or a equal to minus 10. So here again this is a equal to 10. There's only one single operand in this. Okay. The next is binary operand. Here they operate on two different operands. Okay. Binary, they operate on two different operands. So let's understand with the help of example here now. These are different types of operators of binary. Now here two types of operands are given to you in the example. If you see in the example, it is 15 plus 2. The first operator is addition and it is used to add two values. So this is an operand. 15 is an operand, plus we have used the plus operator, add operator. And this is the next operand. So 15 plus 2, that comes 17. Our next operator is subtraction, that is minus here. So it will subtract one value from other, and here this is again two operands we are using. This is one operand, this is the other operand, and this is the operator. Again the next is multiplication operator, division operator, remainder operator, exponential operator. This is used to calculate exponential power value. Here I have written 15 and then we have two asterisk sign over here. These are the powers given to 15. This means that 15 power 2, that means 15 into 15. 15 multiply 15, that comes to 225. Okay. The next is floor division. Now this performs divisions and gives only the integer quotient. Okay, it will give you only the integer quotient. That means 15 divide. See here we have used this floating floor division. So 15 here by 2. So this gives as 7. Only the quotient has come out 7. See, this same example is here also when you are dividing 15 and by 2. So this gives you 7.5. But here in this case we have not used a division sign, we have used a floor division. So in floor division only the quotient is given as the output. The next operator is string operator, and these operators are used to perform specific operations on strings. My children. So again there are two types of this string operator. The first is concatenation, that is plus, and it is used to join two string operators. So with the help of this plus sign, that is concatenation, we can add two strings. The next is replication, and this is an asterisk sign over here, and it is used to repeat a string for a number of times. If you want to keep on repeating a string, that can be repeated with the help of replication operator. So let's understand with the help of example how it has been done. So here let's type here, I'm writing here MOHNIA in single quotation, and then I'll use the plus sign, and then again in single quote I'm writing KATOCH, that is Katoch, and after this we'll just press an enter key. So let's see what comes out. Here it is. So it has been concatenated. Okay. So here's the next topic, that is assignment operator, and they are used to assign a value to a variable. This is one of the most commonly used operator in Python, and it is used to assign the value on the right hand side to the variable on the left hand side. Okay. So here the example is that a equal to 10. We have just seen previous also when I have explained you input function. Here a is equal to 10, that means 10 is a value and we are assigning the value 10 to the variable a, which is on the left hand side, and 10 is on the right hand side. So the next operator is relational operator, and here they are used to show relationship between two operands. They compare the values assigned to the operands and give output in a Boolean expression. So let's understand here, different examples are there. Here if I say a equal to 10 and b equal to 20. So if I say a is less than b, so the answer will be true. The output of this will be given in a Boolean expression. It will either be given true or false. Okay. So the next, if I say a equal to b, Okay, now this is an equal operator. It gives true if the value of the left operand is equal to the value of the right operand. Okay, so here is it equal? Are you think that A is equal to B? No. So the value is false. That was the output is false, my children. So here are some of the relational operator given to you, that is less than, greater than, less than and equal to, greater than and equal to, not equal to. These are different types of relational operators, and they always give you the output in a Boolean value, either in true or false. So let's understand with the help of example this. So this is an example of relational operator, my children. I have given here A equal to 60, B equal to 30, C is equal to A less than B. That means if A is less than B, so whatever the value will be stored in C. And then I have written here print the value of A less than B is what? Whatever is in C. Again I have given over here C is equal to what? A equal to B. That means it is equal. That means A and B both are equal. If it is true or false, store the value in C. And then again print the value of A equal to B. And then C means what? Whatever we have stored here will be shown here. It will be reflected here. Again we have given the third option, that is C is equal to A is greater than B. And then it will print it as the value of A greater than B, and whatever is stored in C will be reflected. That means this is three different operators I have used. Every time the value of C is changing. In the first, the value of C will change after comparing A and B. If A is less, then the value of the C will change. Simultaneously, again the value of C will change after comparing A and B. Again third time the value of C will change after comparing A and B. And all the three times if it is changing, whatever is the output, whether true or false, will be stored in C, and every time it will be printed outside with this statement. So let's run this and see what comes out. I'm using this F5. Okay, we'll save it, and this is the output. See, the value of A, this is what we have done. Here it is, the value of A is less than B, so it is stored in C, that is false. The value of A is equal to B, it is stored here, again it is false. The value of A is greater than B, yes it is greater than B, and that is true. So this is the example of relational operator, my children. The next operator is logical operators. Now here they are used to combine two or more conditional statement. Here they are used to combine. Okay, now the result is given in the form of true or false. Again it is in the Boolean value. So here is the logical operators. There are three different types of logical operators. The first is AND operator. Now what does this AND operator does? It returns true if both the operands, right side and left side, are true. If both the operands are true, the output will be true. OR will do what? OR operators will return true value if either of the operand, either right side or left side, is true. Okay, in AND operator both has to be true, but in OR operator any one has to be true. The third is NOT operator, and NOT operator, it will return you true if the operand is false. It will give you the opposite value. That is the NOT operator. Okay, so let's understand this also, my children. Here we have given values to A and B, that is 60 and 30, and then this is the operators we have used. We have used AND operator here. Two times I've used the AND operator. I've used OR operator. In this case, if both the conditions are true, the output will be true. Same way here. In third condition, if any one of the condition is true, the output will be true. And this is the NOT operator. So I've used over here NOT operator. It will give you the opposite answer. Let's run this and check how it works out. We'll save this, and here is the output. False. So let's check what has come. The first condition was A is less than B. Is A less than B? No. So here only the condition is false. That was why the output was false. In this case, B is less than 100. Yes, it is true. B is less than A. Yes, it is true. Both the conditions are true. So the output is true. In this case, A is less than B. A is less than B. No, A is not less than B. And B is less than A. Yes, B is less than A. So that is why the output is true, because at least one condition is satisfied. This is an OR operator. Here in this case, NOT. We have given A is greater than 100. Is A greater than 100? No, it is not. Okay. But we have used NOT operator. NOT operator will do what? Not operator will return you the true if the operand is false. So the output is true. It will give you the opposite. If the output was false, it will give you true. This is the result of not operator. Well, this is your assignment number 1.